Hello everybody, how is it going? So, today, round 2 of the preliminary championship tournament, whatever we want to call it. I don't even think this is technically round 2, this is probably like semifinals or something close to the finals. But we got Enel versus Luffy. Here's Enel's hand, Katakuri, Yamato, El Thor, Sanji, and the searcher guy, I can't think of his name. But 2-drop at a Sky Island, look at top 5, and then has the trigger to just play him out. And then Luffy has 2 Khalifas, a X-Drake, a Gum Gum, one of the zero cost spells, and a Magellan. I had the name. Is it just Gatling? It might just be Gatling. I think I called it Gum Gum Rain in the other one or something like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But it's one of the zero cost events that you just discard another card and get 3k power. And I'm not sure who is going first, who is going second. We will probably find that out soon. And yeah, this is kind of like the matchup I guess I was expecting, or at least in the beginning of this format, I thought that these two decks were going to be the meta decks, and then obviously Sakazuki has kind of come up a lot, so he is kind of the frontliner right now for the best deck, I would say. But looks like Luffy's going first, just passes, normal stuff. Enel's going second, probably is just going to play down, oh, his name is Shura, something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the searcher's name. Look at top 5. Add a Sky Island. It's unfortunate he can't really add any of your top end, but he does. I guess he adds Enel. But I don't think Enel's effect works in this matchup because there is a Luffy on the board, so you can't like defend him with your life, which is yeah, I guess a bit unfortunate. But he does find kind of like your earlier stuff like Gedatsu. He finds Ohm, Holies, you know. So he kind of helps your early game. Your late game you just kind of have to hard draw into, which I mean isn't the worst considering you kind of cycle a lot of cards with your leader effect, so it's not too bad. Luffy's just going to swing 5 after using his ability. Enel picks up a Holy, and Luffy is playing down the Khalifa. Definitely not kind of probably what you'd want to play on your 4-Dawn turn, but Khalifa isn't bad. It's a way to get more cards in hand, find other cards that you want. So I guess, you know, it could be worse. He could not have a play for 4-Dawn, so I guess, you know, we take those. Enel's gonna swing 6, probably drop down the dog. Luffy does take, which is fair. I feel like Luffy can really make Gedatsu kind of not a card, just because he can take 2 of his life before they can play Gedatsu. And what's it called? Well, if they're going second, they can't, but if they're going first, they can. And then, you know, just eat that hit and make sure Gedatsu's not hitting anything important, which is nice. I don't even think Luffy plays 3-drops, so already it's kind of hard to get the Gedatsu off. Can activate his ability again, going up to 7-Dawn. He did not find an actual 7-drop off his life, so he's just going to swing 5 at Enel. Enel's going to take. Enel pretty much just takes every 5k until he's at 1, and then he kind of has to worry about it. But yeah, you definitely kind of want to be at that 1 life spot where you can heal, you know, 1 back with Yamato, with Katakuri. You're like very safe just because of triggers, and I guess it really puts your opponent on have more than 2 attackers, which isn't always the case for decks that don't go wide, because I feel like a lot of decks this format, or an OP05 format, don't really go super wide. So, looking at his hand, it's looking like probably a Magellan, as he does pick 1 up. And then maybe cycle some with Khalifa, try to find something, we'll see. Yep, plays down the Magellan, tapping 5, both of them minus a Dawn. Actually, Luffy is thinking about using effect or not. I imagine he will, just because right now he doesn't, like, I guess he could try to keep his curve for 9-drop next turn, but does he even really want to 9-drop next turn? That's the question. Nope, does use effect. Both of them will put back a Dawn. And Luffy can attack with Khalifa this turn, but it looks like he's just going to pass it over. Enel is now on only 5 Dawn, which is not the best, but also not the worst. I mean, I don't think he really had anything for 6 Dawn, so isn't really super impactful. The second Magellan definitely might hurt, though. Because right now he's on odd curve, which means I guess Yamato is coming down on curve whenever he gets there. But if another one hits, he'll be on even, so I guess he can just kind of curry that turn. We'll have to see, we'll have to see. And he'll just swing in 2 5Ks, one with the Holy, one with his leader. The Holy does get countered out of, and so does the leader hit. So now we have 5 Dawn to work with. Could potentially just swing with the Shura. Doesn't look like it though. Looks like he's going to play down the Gadatsu. Not going to get any pop off of it, but it's alright. It's a 6K beater, which is, you know, will at least help us fight back a little bit towards Luffy's board. Luffy drawing a vanilla. Forget his name. I think it's Bin or Bins. One of those. And he is on, should be 8 Dawn now. Looks like he's tapping another 5. Looks like he is playing down another Magellan. So this one, again, it's like, it affects Enel, but like, also not. It does put him basically a turn behind, because now he's on 6 Dawn, and you kind of don't do anything 6 Dawn. So yeah, it definitely hurts Enel. He is back on the even curve though, which means again, it's going to be kind of Curry now that's coming out first, which is, I mean, it's fine. It depends if he even goes for that. We're going to see how he actually plays it, but also it does use Khalifa effect. Didn't see what he drew, but discards the, I think the Gatling or Rain or, you know, the zero cost event. I'm still not sure exactly what the purple version of it. Going 5 and then 6 at the Holy. Holy goes down. Surprised he didn't just, like, let it go down on the first swing and then just welcome getting hit twice, because the second hit to life just doesn't matter, right? And Luffy's gonna swing 7, and I will take and get a Shura trigger. Look at top 5, add a Sky Island. Could find maybe like an Ohm would be maybe productive this turn. Just go a bit wider. Could be good. Sees a Holy. Can't quite see what else. Okay, sees a 2K counter as well. Just goes with the 2K counter. And then Luffy will likely just be passing. Yep. Alright. 6 Dawn turn for Enel. Still definitely awkward. Top decks. Is that a Veggie? Looks like a Veggie. So I guess we're just gonna... We're probably not gonna swing into the Magellan. Maybe we'll at least contest the Khalifa a little bit. Oh, it looks like... Okay, so I think the Luffy opponent thought he didn't minus a Dawn, but it's kind of just because he spread out his like Dawn deck, and you can only really see 3, but there is 4 there. He shows in a second. Yeah, there you go. See, there's actually now 5 now. One was just covering the other. So yeah, just a little bit of a visual thing, I guess. Yeah, he's supposed to have 6, and yeah, it's corrected. But still, nothing really great to do this turn. We could try to put Luffy at like 0, but he still does have a lot of cards in hand. It's pretty likely that next turn he's just going to play out a Queen, or any sort of blocker he has. Enel is going 7, probably just at life, because if you're swinging at Khalifa, you probably don't even add that Dawn. Luffy thinking about it. You could take 1 this turn. You could kind of take both, but it's a little bit scary. We do see he has a Queen, he has a Law Blocker. So next turn he could... Can he? How many? He'll be at 9 Dawn next turn? No, he'll be at 7 Dawn next turn. But he could ramp 1, so he could be at 8. Wait, no, he'll be at 8 Dawn next turn. Okay, so eats the 7. Thinking about the 8. He's like reasonably safe next turn. Okay, eats the 8K as well. And Enel just leaving 2 Dawn up for his 2 L Thors. Luffy is going up 2. I think I said 8 Dawn. Pretty sure that's accurate. Yeah, because he has 6 right now. Can't ramp 1 because he ate the rest of his life, but I think that's fine. We'll likely just want to get his blockers down. Ooh, and he top decked another blocker Law. So these, if he plays both of them, this is going to be very rough for Enel, because I think he has 9 cards in hand, and he's going to go down to 7, and then he's going to go down to 5, And then if he wants to defend anything, he could potentially be dropping even more cards, so that is rough. Hits 2Ks there. Looks like the Veggie and the Bubble Man, the Sky Island 2K. And Luffy looking like he's going again. Yep, taps 4, plays down the other law, and once again 2 cards are going to get ripped. That is rough. So we'll have to see what the second law hits. This is rough. Hits an Elthor and a Sanji. Okay. So he still does have the 8-drop Katakuri, if that's what he wants to go for, but Luffy's board is pretty wide, so it's like kind of scary to do that. Also very low in cards now. He can defend the Skidatsu because Luffy is tapped out, but it's another 2 cards. So he went from having 9 to having 3 cards in hand now. Man, Law is kind of a good card. Just a little bit. Luffy will probably just... might not even swing. Just doesn't even want to get hit with the trigger most likely. Is thinking about it, but there's like no reason to swing, right? You can swing with Khalifa, which I think, yeah, is what he's thinking about. Just to get some more counter power in hand, if you would like to. And that is what he does. Draws a Queen and a Page 1. Discards the 9-drop Kaido. Just not even going to go for it this game. And passes it right back. So Enel kind of can either try to go for game this turn, or he can just play 8-drop, put Shura on top of his life, and hope that's enough to live, because he'd technically be at 3 life then. And then he has 3 cards in hand, but not much counter. I think he just has a 1k. So, yeah, it's looking kind of rough. He does have the 2 million volts, or 2 billion volts. I forget exactly what it is, but if he can bait a law block here, he could get game, but Luffy just has a ton of cards in hand. It looks pretty rough. It goes 9, and law is used, so we're going to tap 2, use the 2 million volts, tap down the law, and give our leader plus 3,000 power. So he is now at 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 to lead. Do you have it or no? Luffy, I think, just has too many cards. Yeah, there's 2 2Ks. And looks like a Gum Gum Rain or Gatling. I just don't know. Yeah, so that's 2, 4 plus 3. That is 7, puts him at 12. And he gets out of that. And now this is just a game of, will Enel hit crazy triggers, or is he just out of the game? I think, I don't know if there's really any trigger that could save him, because this is 5 swings. Like, even a Veggie, I don't even know if it would help. We'll see how Luffy goes about it, though. He could just, like, poke Enel and play it safe, but that's a bit scary, especially knowing he does play the 2 billion volts. Looks like he's committing 1 Dawn to Magellan, attacking for 7. Enel takes that life, gets a 2k counter, which is not bad. Heals a life, and discards the Katakuri. Luffy going another 7 with the other Magellan. Enel can counter out of this. And then it's like, what trigger saves you here, right? If you get a Veggie, you stop one of the attacks, and then the other one would just, attack you. So that doesn't help. Sanji is kind of the same thing. Puts you to 0 cards as well. See, I don't think there's really any trigger that gets you out of this. But Luffy is going to go 7. Yeah, it goes 7 at life, or is still thinking about it. Okay, now he's committed. Goes 7 at life, and I will take. Does not get a trigger, finds another 9-cost Yamato. And then he's just going to go another 7, and that is the game. Pretty quick one, honestly. Enel games usually last quite a long time, but I guess Luffy does kind of accelerate the game a little bit. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I think there is 1 or 2 more rounds in this tournament. I think it's just 1, so expect to see that tomorrow. And, yeah, see you guys in the next one.